Cool Tech under 50, so Budget Tech under 50. This shit came out 10 days ago. This the May edition. I guess they do different months. I never seen this channel. I thought this was tech source. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Let's get into it.
What's up, guys? I'm Random Frank P, back with another episode of Cool Tech under $50
Talk to me,
for
Frank P.
May. The series we show off some of the best tech you can find under that price. If you guys see anything you like today, I'll drop it all for you in the description down below so you can check it out. Spoiler, these things sell out quick, so hop on it while you can. And also, shout out the last episode's winners. I've been in contact with you so you can claim your tech from March's episode. If you guys want to win today, all you gotta do is drop a thumbs up down below, leave a comment on what your favorite item was today and why you like it. Then third, make sure you're subscribed because I'm obviously only gonna pick subscribers. Now, cool tech under 50 is great, but what's even better is free tech, like some free PS5s, all thanks to today's sponsor, Whatnot. Whatnot, these are the awesome feeding you sleeping dial holding go on this. You have again different, just that shocker, tons of them to your sheet is the Madline. Now, next up's a wild deal if you're looking for a new keyboard, especially if you're a fan of the Wooting keyboards. You may know about this clone here. This is the Madlion's Mad 60 HE, known for being a near one-to-one copy of
60%?
the Wooting 60 HE, which is over $150.
Chat, me personally, I like 75. These the best keyboards. 75 is the best keyboard.
The Mad 60, just 40. This started to gain some traction a few months back around the holidays. I picked this up on AliExpress in January and really wanted to put it to the test to see if it was, just some cheap knockoff or if it was a legit competitor in the budget Hall effect market. And well, here I am giving it its praises. Now, the switches inside aren't mainstream. They're these in-house no-name Pro Axis switches according to their site. And at first, that kind of had me a bit cautious, but they're surprisingly smooth and they sound pretty decent overall as well.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a little tacky, but like, it's a $50 keyboard. It ain't like a $100 keyboard. And that's a wooden John. That's a little different from like a PBT or something else.
So while there's limited info available about the switches, they are capable of rapid trigger with the adjustments of 0.01 millimeters up to 3.5 millimeters, does feature SOCD on the board, and they have a 1K and an 8K hertz polling rate model. And for a quick comparison, even though the Wooting's only available at 1K for the 60HE model, you can see that versus the 8K polling on the Mad 60, it's very, very close for the latency test here. I tested end-to-end latency for the key press, so that just goes to show how good Wooting's tech really is. Still top of the line despite being a few years old at this point. But I mean, in terms of, design and layout, identical to the Wooting. Even copied the aesthetic of having that strap integrated on the side for that extra visual accent piece. And side by side, the only real difference is just the branding on that front bottom bezel. But when talking about being a capable alternative, a super budget friendly Hall effect option out there without breaking the bank, I mean, come on, $40 versus $170. Wooting's tech is still unrivaled, yes, and they really lead the industry for the whole Hall effect market, but I mean, under $50, the Mad 60 here, it's a great deal. Like I said, I picked it up on AliExpress, so I'll drop the link down below as well as a coupon code. Prices always fluctuate, especially with the uncertainty of tariffs and overseas and stuff. So get a good deal on that with a coupon. There's also a bunch on Amazon lately. They're all pretty much one-to-one copies of each other, so regardless, I'll have you guys hooked up.
Hey, if I was y'all and y'all looking at this, get the Arla version. Arla is like one of the best keyboard brands right now. Get Arla. That's what I got. I got an Arla F75 Max Pro, I think.
Up down below in the description. Now, speaking of some more good deals, there's no denying the absolute wild price drop, especially in today's climate, of the Glorious Series 1 Pro mouse.
Like they showing the
this
best.
once $100 gaming mouse is now just $34, and it's actually Glorious's most popular.
No, it's not. This is the best one. Don't listen to him, bro. It's the Model 02. Get the mini, or you can get the regular if you got fat ass hands. But the mini, telling you, this bitch like 50 grams. This lightest keyboard you gonna find. I said keyboard, lightest mouse you gonna find.
Shape, and probably the best mouse they have to offer. And if you can't tell, this looks shockingly similar to the Razer Viper Mini, or their signature edition, as well as the really popular Hitscan Hyperlight, which are pretty much one-to-one clones of each other, as you can see, all extremely identical in shape, with just a millimeter or less being the difference between the three. At just 50 grams, it's still considered more than lightweight, and even for a mouse that dropped back in 2022, it still holds up in today's market. The reason this may or may not have been on your radar back then is because this was a part of their controversial Glorious Forge, which was their attempt at like this limited drop group buy thing. Didn't go over too well with the community, but now, a few years later, the dust has settled, and you have a really good mouse for under $35, which is insane. Inside for switches, it's using their own branded KLGM 8.0
That's crazy though.
and their glorious BAMP sensor up to 19,000
That's 50
dpi.
grams, and that's
It is
only,
capped at
what,
1K
30?
hertz polling rate, but again, a few years old at this point.
That's not bad.
That was before the rise of the polling rate hype.
I don't know about
But
like
altogether,
mouse
it's a
buttons and,
really
like,
good feeling mouse in the
DPI and
hand
all that
with
though.
that small symmetrical shape. And again, if you're a fan of the Razer Viper series and just that shape in general, this is gonna feel right at home. You'll be hard pressed to find a better deal for a $35 mouse. Comes in 3 different colors, as you saw by their Forge graphics. And after showing the earbuds, the Mad 60 HE, and now the Series 1 Pro, you've got a whole new peripheral setup, each under $50. Next, we have a gadget for your mailbox, and admittedly, not the most interesting thing you've ever heard of. It's really useful. This is the Ring Mailbox Sensor, which is a tiny little Wi-Fi motion sensor that sends real-time push alerts when you get mail or someone's at your mailbox. There's no subscription, no hub needed, just works wirelessly by itself. Now I say wirelessly because allowing the box
Ain't gonna lie,
DHL
we skipping this one,
but
buddy.
it all
I'm cool
addition
off
to my
that.
workflow around the office is this little NVMe adapter that has a built-in screen giving me real-time info. So checking it out, this is the Dockcase Pocket, which supports mini M.2 2230 drives up to 2 terabytes. And this 256 gig card that I'm using, by the way, was only like $25, so super affordable. I'll also drop that down below as well, letting you pack all
does
this
this do?
memory and blazing fast speeds into this super tiny compact enclosure that gives you real-time readouts, which to me is the main selling point. The live monitoring on the screen gives you a bunch of info at a glance and has these different menus to cycle through if you really want to do a deep dive of your SSD in real time. The main interface details the name of your drive and capacity, SSD health and runtime, as well as your current
There's like some
transfer
accessories,
speeds
extra
that even
accessories.
details your current files for read and write, your session transfer amount, and lifetime transfers, all while keeping tabs on the voltage and temps of the drive. This stuff may not be important to everybody, but if you're like me and more info the better, you're gonna dig this. And that's not all. There's menus you can go into which showcase your current drive with more detailed info. You can dive into options for the Pocket itself, enabling like a read-only mode, a screensaver, boot image, and change the language. But the third menu, again for all us nerds out there, gives you even more info about the real-time temps and voltage readouts of the drive. I know I'm cramming in a lot of info here for you guys, but so does the Pocket itself. And you can use this on pretty much anything that takes USB-C data transfer, like your smartphone for extra storage, ROG Ally, or the Steam Deck, just to load more games onto. In my main use case, the whole reason that I bought this to begin with, I use this as my main recording drive for filming, because the mini NVMe drives are much more affordable than the CFast 2.0 cards that my camera takes. It's also like 4 times faster than the CFast cards. But the power loss prevention feature as a bonus helps with keeping files from getting corrupted if something were to happen to my camera. That's the cherry on top for me. So alright guys, that'll wrap it up for this episode of Cool Tech under $50 for May. Hope you all enjoyed. Like I said, if you saw anything you liked today, I'll have it all listed for you guys in the description down below so you could check.
Hey chat, y'all rocking with that? The best thing on here, the mouse. I ain't gonna lie. If I was y'all and y'all looking for a mouse, I would grab one of these glorious mouses. No bullshit.